Hey there, coconuts, it's your girl PK, and today we have a community request to discuss Lord skills. And about, maybe 6 months ago or so, I did a Lord skills video. However, it was when I first started playing, so my Lordship level was pretty low, and it was when Lord skill presets had newly come out. So it was more about how to actually assign your Lord skill presets and less about how to actually fill them up. So this is what we're going to go into. So I hope I answer all your questions. We're going to start with the very basics. Your Lord skill level, heightening that up is how you're going to get more Lord AP points to spend in your Lord skill trees. So you can actually obtain more Lord XP, which is what you need to heighten your level, by either buying it in packs, or you can do your basic, your research and construction and everything that you do within your empire like that is going to be giving you out some Lord XP. Also, some events and chests will give out Lord XP. For example, the latest monster hunting event with the King's Blessing boxes had Lord XP in it. You can also get more XP by going into your miscellaneous boost here and applying a Lord XP boost. Now it's about time for me to refresh mine. You can buy the 10% ones for gold, or you can go into your alliance shop and purchase the 25% Lord XP boost that's good for 24 hours with honor points. And that is what I recommend doing. That gives you a huge boost on the XP that you naturally get just for playing your game. You can also get more Lord skill AP points by heightening up your VIP level. So, jumping into the Lord skills themselves, these are the 8 Lord skill presets that benefit my game the most. So I have one for Cav, Archer, and Infantry, one for Rallying, one for Monster Hunting, one for Gathering, one for Building, which also is kind of dualed up with anything to do with troop healing and troop training, and then Research. Some people have some that are specifically for defense, as well as others assign some specifically for ADM matches or for attacking with, especially if they attack with multiple troop types. But these are the 8 that benefit me the most. Now, I will say my infantry is set up a little bit different than my Cav or Archers are, because for the longest time I was single troop type. And even now my majority of my preemptive strike troops are infantry. So my infantry is set up more for defense and attack, whereas my Cav and Archers are not set up that way. They're pretty much just for attack. With all the Lord skills, what you want to do is you want to look towards the end of the tree and figure out what's going to benefit yourself the most. And then you want to get there. So you want to spend the least amount of AP points at the beginning, so just enough to unlock that next set, until you get to your goal point. Then you fill that up with points and spend the remaining points that you have going backwards through the tree. So, for example, with infantry, what was most important to me was getting to the basic leverage archer decrease, because since I'm infantry based, I know that people will want to hit me with archers, and so I want to minimize their attack as much as possible. And leverage attack is the strongest one to debuff. So what I did here was I spent the very least amount until I got the very, very end of the tree, which is where that leverage debuff is. It gives you a 40% leverage debuff, and there's also another 10% that's towards the middle of this tree, so that's a 50% total. Once I got those filled up, I then focused on infantry attack to help my attack better. So like I said, my Archer and my Cavs aren't quite set up that way. And if I wanted my Archer set up to defend, like if I was doing sanctuaries and I was going to use mainly just one type of troop in there, then I would still want to come over here and hit up the Cav basic leverage attack decrease. But since I was more concerned with attack, I just focused on Archer attack, my troop HP, and then debuffing the enemy infantry troops. For rally size, it's pretty self-explanatory. I went all the way down to deployable. I always want to say deplorable. Deployable troop size, rally deployable troop size 3. Once I got that, I filled up 2 and then 1. And then also did the deployable troop size 3, 2, and 1 as well, so that when I am hitting my rally or filling up the rallies, I'm getting the largest march possible in there before I swap over to my attack Lord skill. Now, with these rally ones, if you're setting rallies up for either attacking or for defiled or rifts, you only have to have this Lord skill preset active until you actually set up the rally, and then you can immediately go and switch up your Lord skill. So you don't have to wait till everybody gets in the rally or the rally sets off. However, if you're using this preset to give you a bigger troop count in things like sanctuaries or capital, you're going to need to have this preset open and active until all troops physically get into the building, and then you can switch it over. If you happen to switch it over too quickly, like people are sending their marches, and it's registering as being full basically, but the marches haven't actually gotten into the building, it's just going to bounce their march back to them if you change your preset too early. So again, with setting rallies, just have this active, set the rally up, and then swap it. If you're doing things like sanctuary and filling up things to defend, then you want to have it open until you get all the troops physically in, and then you can swap it. With monster hunting, what was most important to me was the raid boss. I love doing raid boss. So I wanted to hit over to the raid damage 2. So we're going to see there's raid damage 1 at the top, and now we're coming up to the second one. Once I filled that up, then I went through and filled up the various hero attacks, monster hunting attack, and then hunt march speeds. Of course, that was after the very first thing I did was fill up the AP, because expanding your AP is probably the most important one for monster hunting. So once I got the max APs, then I went and did the raid boss damages, and then everything else. Gathering, which can also work for ADM as well, depending on how big your empire is and what you primarily do in ADMs. The ones I wanted were all the way at the end, and I think they give, I think it's 90% speed increase. Yeah. So once I got those filled up, I didn't have a lot of points left after, so I think I filled up like wood, a second one of wood after that. So my fastest gather is on wood. If you are sending your troops out to gather on tiles overnight and you're not able to deplete those tiles, then also adding points to your troop capacity would help you out, because troop capacity is going to heighten the amount of stuff your troops can carry. Research is another self-explanatory one. I just go all the way to the end of this tree to fill up research 3. And then I filled up research 2 and research 1, and I didn't really have enough points to go into or double this up on anything else, like I did with building. So building also works for me with troop training and troop healing. So same thing, I went all the way down to construction 3. And then once I filled that up, I did things like troop training capacity. And a troop healing cost. And I kind of started throwing things into just random places. So, don't pay too close of attention of what I've done in here. So again, with these, what you want to do is you want to put the least amount of points at the beginning so that you get to the end of the tree, because it's the end of the tree that's going to have the strongest boost for you. And then fill them up from the back going towards the front again. If you want to focus again on defense, making sure that you debuff your enemy leverage, putting points into things like your HP and debuffing your enemy attack, and adding points to your reinforcements would be a good idea as well. So I hope that's answered your questions. Feel free to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and pop over to the forum and check out the update that's coming up, the 4.3 update in February. They just released the calendar. I want to say it's the 19th, but I'm not positive. We could check it out together, actually. February events at a glance. See, that new update that's coming up is going to be on the 19th, so that is correct. And then we have quite a few events that are be going on, and new monster event, which is Valentine's Day. I'm guessing that's where those imps that they were talking about are going to be coming in, and we're going to see some really awesome changes happening, so I'm pretty excited about that. You could always check out our website as well at www.ironthroneelite.com. And until next time.